So from the title of this video, you all know what we'll be talking about. My labor and delivery story. Yes, the baby is here finally. Hello, good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. I'm a mom YouTuber and a hairstylist and a chit chat vlogger. So in today's video, I'll be giving you guys all the gist about my labor and delivery story. Yes, my baby is here finally. It was a long 9-month journey, but finally my baby is here. Our baby is here, and I'll give you guys all the gist. But before I get started, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers, my new subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing to my channel, and thank you all for going on with me on this journey. And my old subscribers, thank you and thank you. You know yourselves, you've been with me throughout the journey from the beginning till now, and I know we will continue growing. So thank you for 2K plus subscribers. I'm so grateful. So this is my third baby, but the whole thing was so different. Like from the labor to the delivery to everything, it was so different. This child is just, as in this child is the definition of pregnancy is different. Yes, every pregnancy is different. I got to understand it with this child. So the labor started on a Friday morning, very early in the morning. So what happened was that I was just in the house and I started having like this menstrual cramps. You know, if you're a woman, you understand what I'm talking about, and if you're not a woman, a man, just ask your female friends, they'll explain to you. So I started having these menstrual cramps and I was like, what's this? So I just enjoyed it. I just sat down on the bed and I just like sat through it until the morning, and I was like, okay, let's see how it goes. Maybe this is contraction, because just as if I've forgotten all about contraction, because my stories for the other two babies were different. So I just stayed through it. I said, okay. So at around 11 o'clock, I started having like some pains. Went to the hospital and they were like, no, you're not ready yet. You're having contraction, yes, but your body is not ready to deliver this baby. It's not dilated yet, so it's still locked, like 0 cm. Nothing is happening over there, down there. Nothing is happening. I said, okay. I went back home and the contractions kept coming. I was like, God, please just make my cervix open, make everything open, and let me just deliver this child. This pain is becoming unbearable. So I had to stay at home from that morning till around to 10 p.m. at night. I told my husband, you know what, let's go to the hospital. It's better I go to the hospital and they say, please go back, than for me to just sit back here and enjoy this pain. So we went to the hospital. I was in labor actually. I was having these contractions. They were coming, lasted for like 40 seconds. The timings was not like regular, so my body is just different from everybody else's own. So we went in and they checked me, the hospital, they checked me, and they found out that I was already 3 cm dilated. I was like, oh God, at last, thank you. Now we're going to go into the action, right? No. I said, at least this is a positive start. So I was checked. My BP, because I was in pain, my blood pressure was actually high. So they had to check again. This time I wasn't in pain when the contraction had stopped. So my BP was okay. So I was transferred to the delivery room. And that was where the whole drama started. So here, usually you don't, like when you're in the delivery, you just stay on the bed and wait out the contraction and everything and just deliver your baby, yeah? So I was just on the bed. They tied this CTG thing around my tummy and I was just lying down there. And the contractions were coming and I thought I could enjoy it. Or at the time I said, you know what, because I wanted to just have the baby without epidural. But child of God, this baby was like, okay, if you want epidural, sis, go for it. I just said, please, I want epidural, because the nurses were asking me, don't you want epidural? So I said, no, I won't do it with epidural, because I wasn't on any like any medicine like pitocin or anything. So I felt there was no need for epidural and I could just wait out the pain. But at the time, this pain was not something I could endure. So I said, please, I wanted an epidural. At that point, I think I was 5 cm. So in fact, I feel the forces in the room, they want that epidural. The doctor came in, I was like, don't you want epidural? I said, I want epidural actually. So they said, okay, let's prepare for epidural and everything. I was like, okay. And when they were doing, when they were still preparing, I was like, oh God, this pain is becoming too much. And before I went into 10, and it was around, so the labor progressed like it progressed fast. They were not expecting I could give birth within 2 hours. Do you understand? So it progressed so fast. So I went in around to 10. I remember sending my husband a message that I'm going into the labor room around some minutes to 10. So at around 11:57, I had already given birth. Yes. When they were still planning for epidural, I was like, see, I want to pull. They were like, really? I just started pushing immediately. They were like, oh, the baby is coming, and they all like gathered around me, and at that point, I discovered that my baby is actually big. And again, they discovered that there was this cord around the baby's neck. So they were like, stop. It's as if they just had to put their hand and expand the whole place, to make sure that they like untie the cord. And oh, not to scare a pregnant mom, but the pain is not something. It's not something that I can explain on camera. It's not something I can explain here, honestly. But I enjoyed it all. They delivered the baby, and the placenta and all those things came out. Now I couldn't hear my baby cry. I was like, what's happening? What's going on? Lo and behold, they just left me and the nurse, and they just concentrated on the child. They just pulled the curtain, and then the pediatrician was called. The pediatrician came in immediately, and they were like, I was like, God. At that point, I just relaxed on that bed, and I just said to myself that I know. In fact, there was this conviction in me that God cannot fail me. I can't come and suffer for 9 months and go home empty-handed. I was just at peace. I don't know where that peace came from, but I believe it came from God. I was just at peace. In fact, a part of me just felt like, okay, I will just accept whatever it is that's going to happen, but I know it's not going to be that bad. In fact, I was at peace at that moment. I wasn't troubled. I just stayed there, and while the nurse was trying to bring out the placenta and everything, after like some minutes, I now heard the baby cry, like, wow, like, oh, thank God, finally. Because if you're a mom, you need to hear that cry to know that all is well. Lo and behold, the baby swallowed big meconium and plus the cord around the baby's neck. So it was difficult. So they had to like do a lot of things, like to maneuver, like pump and do what they had to do to bring the meconium out. Meconium is the first tool the baby like passes out. But instead of this child to like pass it out outside, the child passed it out. I think when they ruptured my membrane, and the child swallowed it. So it was a big thing, but God in his infinite mercy made sure that the baby survived, and the meconium was brought out, and the baby was later transferred to NICU. They needed to check the baby's heartbeat, check everything, and because I had GD, gestational diabetes, while pregnant, so they had to make sure that everything was all right. So I was transferred to the recovery room. And 12 hours later, I was discharged. Yes, and the child was still in the hospital because they needed to monitor the child for 24 hours. Yes, before we could take the child home. I know you've been asking like, the child, what's the gender of this child, right? Just guess in the comment section. I want this to be like a conversation I'm having with all of you. Guess in the comment section. But meanwhile, let me go and bring the child so that you guys will see. And before I'm coming, I know you must have guessed one or two. Let me know those that are right and those that are wrong. Let me get the child. So guys, from the outfit, I know you guys already guessed what the gender of the baby is. I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. Her name is Alicia Chimdema. Yes, Chimdema is an Igbo name for my God is good. Is a name for a girl child, and indeed, God has been good to my family, has been good to me throughout this pregnancy till the delivery. This little princess of ours weighed almost 4 kg, and it was a normal delivery. But I couldn't walk like properly 1 week after delivering this baby girl here. Her weight was so much, and in fact, the factory that she came out from, that bakery, that factory, that warehouse scattered. Also, when watching this video, you'll be like, this woman must see everything. Yes, I have to say it though, for record purpose, so that when she starts doing somehow, I'll just remind her that, see, after giving birth to you, I couldn't walk for 1 week. Honestly, it took me like 1 week plus to recover and walk properly. Oh, part of the reasons why she was that big was because I had gestational diabetes. I know gestational diabetes is not something a lot of women would like to discuss, especially Nigerian women, but it's not a biggie for me. And I wasn't on medication during the pregnancy. I was diet controlled. And most of our African foods are carbs, even though I tried to cut the carbs out of the food, but it ended up that way. And for me, if I'm going to get pregnant again and I'm diagnosed with that GD, gestational diabetes, I'll just, honestly, from the word go, I think I'll just go on medication. Because giving birth to like 3,985 grams, almost 4 kg baby from your down below, it's not easy at all. Yeah, YouTube is quite sensitive. There are some things we cannot just open our mouth and say wow like that. Yeah, we just have to give it a special name. So thank you guys for all your good wishes, especially in my last video about my pregnancy, my baby mama dance. Wow, God, I got your blessings, your prayers and everything. God really answered us, and we had this baby. And I hope you guys enjoyed my story, my chit chat, and please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you've not subscribed, please do so already and turn on your bell notification icon. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video, probably a hair video. Yes. Bye bye.